So I'm Emily. I'm 38 years old, and my profession before I was injured was a nurse anesthetist, providing anesthesia basically all over the country. I was a traveler for 7 years. And prior to that, I was an ICU nurse for 7 years as well in Seattle. And so I should have protected my back earlier because right now I'm dealing with an L4, L5 disc herniation, which I injured it way back when I was 22, but never had surgery, just needed an injection and I was fine. Just shrugged it off. But now that I'm 38, it has come back. And there was really no event that happened where I popped my disc out. It was more like a slow, ominous progression of mostly leg pain and the inability to stand upright. And I was always just listing to the left. It was really hard to be aligned. And after a while, the muscles started to get altered and just make the progression that much worse. And so when I limped in to Pearson and Weary, they're like, we can help. And so they have. It is a structural abnormality right now, though, and so surgery will be necessary to then help and expedite my recovery. I will do my full recovery at Pearson and Weary too, as an all-encompassing place where I can go to have laser decompression when I can do that after surgery, and chiropractic. I was training for a fitness show where you go on stage, and I was 6 weeks out, and I was trying to do my personal record of the leg press, and I had a whole bunch of plates on. I think my ego was involved, and I got in there with horrible form and lifted up, and I felt the pop. Legs went numb. I dropped the weight, rolled out of the machine, and just laid on the gym floor for about 10 minutes. Like, I can still move my legs. I was in pretty good shape then, so structurally I was still aligned. But 2 days after that, I was able to go to a chiropractor and get an injection of a steroid in pretty quick succession after that. And I had great success all these years. However, now that I'm thinking about it, when I do a lot of mountaineering and carry a heavy pack, and that will aggravate the hip. When I never made the correlation until recently when I had the MRI that it is indeed that herniated disc that just got weakened over time when I wasn't working out as hard as I was when I was 22. And so I will never again take fitness for granted or being able to walk without pain. So that's my ultimate goal. I played on the boys team at football in 8th through 10th grade. And I did track and field, basketball, boxing, had a ring fight once, and I won. And I'm just always active, throwing myself into anything without abandon, and did not protect my back like I should have. And so now I'm learning the mechanisms that I should have years ago and getting that muscle structure back. I actually got my GED in high school. So after I injured my ACL playing football, the boys just got way too big, too fast, and I was wide receiver. After I tore my ACL, I really didn't have the spark I had for high school. It just wasn't for me. So after that, I went right into college, and my mom was a nurse, and so that kind of just made sense. I loved pharmacology, science. I geeked out on receptors and things like that. And so once I became a nurse, I never really thought about becoming a nurse anesthetist. I really liked bedside care that I did in the ICU in Seattle. I worked in the trauma surgical ICU. And after a while, that wore on me mentally, just seeing the different mechanisms of trauma, people really young and abruptly changing their lives with an injury. So I wanted to lean toward more of the anesthesia side, where I have tight control of every situation and can manage people's pain afterwards. And then now, being on the patient side, it is a totally, completely different experience. Very humbling to be not a healthcare giver anymore, but a healthcare receiver at this point. And just navigating the system will help me empathize with my patients in a so much more thorough way going forward. The summits. I would look at, when I lived in Seattle, Rainier, and I wanted to know what it was like to be on top of Rainier. Maybe I'm a Capricorn, so that I'm a goat. So being a mountain goat, I always just want to climb anything I see in whatever way possible. It doesn't have to be a trail, as long as I'm not damaging the foliage. but any way to the top has always been my goal. So I've had the ability and the privilege of being able to camp on multiple summits around the North Cascades in Oregon. And so the remaining volcano that I haven't camped on is Rainier, but I have climbed it once, and that experience was so almost out of body fulfilling when you get to the top right at sunrise, and I want that again. And I want that far into my aging years. First summit I did was Mount Hood in Oregon, and I cannot explain when you crest over and cannot go up anymore. You are on the top. And I had to just sit down and take it in, because that feeling is replicated every time you summit, just the privilege of the mountain allowing you to have that experience. I love it. It would be really easy to give up, basically. But I have that goal of climbing Rainier, and then ultimately, I've always been eyeing it, the Matterhorn. I want to do that as well. So as I'm working out, trying to get myself as fit as I can before surgery, that's in my mind. I'll turn on my phone and have the picture of the mountain. I'll have videos of people climbing and just keep going. That's what I've been doing. Did have moments of, poor me, I wanted to give up. I was not with my family. I had kind of just connected over the years with them. And I was just like, well, this is my life now. I lost everything. Pretty much anything that I had 6 months ago has completely changed. And so then I had to get out of that poor pity party ego thing that I had going on. And once that changed, I started to view it as not, why is this happening to me, but where is this realigning me, basically? Because nothing is the same anymore. And maybe it's because I'm just being realigned to the appropriate place in life. Then I wouldn't have done it without this injury, to be honest. I'll see people walking by, and all I can feel like is my leg pain. And I cannot imagine a time where I'm very much looking forward to a time where that is not the case, where I can walk without pain, without that urgency and panic of pain in it almost blurs your vision. It's so painful. And so the brief moments of any pain relief that I can get, I grab onto those so desperately. And just having the chance of a surgical intervention took a lot of thought, actually, because being an anesthesia provider, I see these types of surgeries all the time. And I know it's not a surefire guarantee. And the percentages are on my side. 80% of the patients that have this procedure have a better outcome than what they started with. And so I will take that chance. And just being on the other side of it, putting all of my control into someone else's hands, like patients do for me when I provide their anesthesia, I will have a better way of treating my patients going forward, just having that experience as an adult.
We're nearing your surgery date.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about everything?
I feel ready. I think I really optimized everything I could prior to surgery.
Yeah.
And so that I have the best outcome afterwards.
Yes.
And I can have the peace of mind knowing that I did try everything.
Absolutely.
That some things just need surgical intervention.
Yeah. No,
to be able to progress.
I agree. You followed that perfect pathway in which, like, hey, let's do the conservative things first. Let's give that time.
Yes.
And we kind of had that in our radar, right?
Right.
Doing the surgery, and then it got to a point where it's like, hey, we found a little bit of improvement.
Absolutely.
But to really get everything, let's use all of our options here. And yeah, you've done a great job between physical therapy, chiropractic, laser therapy,
yes,
massage therapy. Am I missing anything?
That pretty much sums it up.
And what's great about all of those, they're all conservative, right?
Yeah.
And that's again the portal into getting into further things if it's needed, which in this case we both, I think, feel like it is. So
from 2 months ago when I limped in here totally sideways, I can now at least walk a little straighter and have, I think, a better outcome after surgery due to that.
Good. Well, and even following up after surgery too. That's our goal.
Yes.
Leading up to surgery, making sure everything's the best way it can be.
Absolutely.
And then afterwards, speeding up the healing process, making sure that healing process goes smoothly.
Yeah.
And so you can get back to the fun things that you love, the mountaineering and everything else.
I'm so excited. Yeah. I've been looking at the mountains and they're calling.
I know. When it gets warmer outside, it's like, I kind of want to be out there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
But I'm looking forward to doing my recovery process here.
Yeah, good.
And just
Good.
having it all inclusive
Well,
in
good.
one spot.
Yeah,
So,
good. I mean, we're excited to watch you along the journey because you deserve it. You deserve,
Thank you.
the good care.
Being a
and all of it.
patient's different. So I'm used to being on the healthcare side.
Right.
And so I appreciate you helping me navigate this.
Right. Yeah, and you do. You have a good understanding of both sides, like you said, and the anatomy and everything else. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been good. Let's do face down
Okay.
on the table. How are you feeling overall, pain wise and
Pretty,
everything else?
actually better.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Come on up here.
Okay.
Good. Yep. Let's walk around a little bit, see how everything's feeling in there.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feeling all right? Yeah.
More even.
Good.
Less tight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have laser today?
Laser and I think decompression first.
Okay, perfect. How has decompression been? Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
it's just having a window of pain-freeness in my day
Yeah.
is all the difference, just
Good.
to relax the mind, really.
Yeah. Well, especially in your case, with kind of the disc injury going on and just allowing those vertebrae to stretch out and
Finally some alignment. Rather
Yeah.
than standing, I start to feel like I melt over to the left over time.
right.
And this is just reminding myself what it feels like to be aligned
Yeah.
just for a small window.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing, the technology and the science and everything that we have, but we cannot, time and gravity is undefeated. It's hard to
Yes.
overcome those, but it's nice when we stretch out that low back to get a little bit
Absolutely. Otherwise, I don't have that mechanism at all. It's just always
more. Right. Gravity's pushing you down, and
Yeah.
and obviously the muscles and avoiding the pain. So
And then Kayla has me do the pelvic tilts afterwards.
Good.
So it's not like
reactivating.
popping up afterwards. Yeah.
Good.
And then when I'm walking to the laser, I feel aligned finally.
Nice.
So that's fun.
Good. And yeah, we'll follow up after surgery. Talk to you kind of about how everything went.
But now that I've seen anesthesia and know what patients have to do of giving up control and just feeling that vulnerability, being in the gown, being in IVs and beeping and totally foreign to them, it's going to be an experience that I will take not for granted and use in my profession. Really, I think it'll help me. But then also I have to be sure, a lot of the times people, their pain is gone after surgery. When they stand up, that shooting pain is not there anymore. And so I have to be mindful of not overdoing it.
How long would you say you had relief last session?
All the way up until I moved my bins.
Okay.
But those were light, so it went away better than it would have without this.
Okay.
I would say at least 2 days of feeling straighter and less inflamed.
Awesome. I'm going to have you stand up for just 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm going to lock the table here. All right. And we had you at 75. Were you sore at all after the last
No, I
session?
liked that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have you go ahead and scoot up just a tiny bit for me. And there you go. Go ahead and lay back.
Okay.
How's that pillow for you?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Alrighty, go ahead and take a deep breath in for me. Let it out.
I like them tight.
Alrighty, deep breath in. Let it out. How's that feel?
Maybe a little tight. It feels like
A little tighter?
these align up together. It feels nice. To
All
have
right.
that external
Deep
connection.
breath in. Let it out.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. On how much the discs are actually decompressed at the 70 pounds right now. So it's going to do about a little crescendo effect. You're going to work your way up to the 70 pounds, and then you're going to come back down to about 35. and then you're going to work your way into cycles, giving you breaks in between. Okay. Is that tight enough for you? Does that feel okay?
It's perfect.
Okay. So when did you start, was that like a couple of days after when you started moving everything?
Yes, slowly, kind of just over the course of the day.
Okay.
But before that, I felt like almost back to normal walking.
Okay.
And I tried not to overdo it because I was feeling so good.
Yeah. So it lasted about a day, pretty much.
Only because of the activities I did after. But if I had a calm week, it would probably last about 2 to 3 days, I would say.
Okay.
And then during it was magnificent. It's like a window of pain-free experience in my day.
Are you all moved in already, or are you still working?
All moved in. I wanted to get it done before surgery,
Yeah.
so everything's organized and unpacked. Basically being able to cook a meal, shower without sitting down, going grocery shopping, driving, walking without pain. And once I can do those, I will behave. I'll be a good patient. Give it the 6 to 9 weeks after, I may be able to return to work after 3 months, and basically just doing everything right the first time, because I do not want to do this again. Patience, listening to my body for the first time. I think if I did that back in my 20s, like, I didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, what is listening to your body? Well, I get it now. I get it. Having it tell me when it's had enough or push a little harder. Either way, I'm ready to listen to that and do it the right way, like everyone's warning me. I've talked to a lot of people that have had this exact thing done, and the results vary from how they did their rehab, how fit they were going into it. And so I'm trying to optimize myself as best I can going into it.
Hey, I'm Ty. I'm a massage therapist here at Pearson and Berry. Today we're going to be talking about Emily's care plan that we're doing right now, kind of preparing for surgery, and then post-op what that's going to look like. So Emily has come to me with a herniated disc in the lumbar region that has kind of changed her life.
Yeah.
I mean, mobility. Just getting up, standing, sitting. Literally any part of her life has been affected by it. I mean, you're not working right now either.
No, since November.
So that's huge. And then you came to me the last time you saw me deciding to move through with the surgery.
Yes.
Which I think was a really good call, because honestly, with what we've been doing, it's like palliative care. Like, what we're trying to do is keep you comfortable.
Yes.
But there's only so much we can do when it is so structural at my level of massage. So that being said, right now we've just been keeping it comfortable, keeping things loose. Another thing that I've been working on is your neck and shoulders, just because of like the actual physical and emotional stress of the issue. So that's kind of where we're at now. Post-surgery, which your surgery is on May 6th.
Yes.
Post-surgery, I think the goal is going to be getting things obviously more functional with range of motion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're completely pulled to your left side when you're walking and just standing
and
sitting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which means that we have all of those muscles on the left side kind of, I mean, they're working in a way that they shouldn't be. Your body's kind of acting like you have scoliosis.
Absolutely. That's what the x-ray looked like too.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like this S shape that I've never had before.
Mm-hmm. So when you are well enough to receive massage again, our goal is to kind of straighten you out. Honestly, get those left side muscles to come back to equilibrium, working on your post-op care with like stretching, and like you're going to have lots to do in that way. So there's going to be a lot of homework for you. The other thing is scar tissue, which is already been created from the issue. So I think like eventually we're going to be able to do some myofascial release, like with cupping,
I would love to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that would just be good for not only the fascia, but the actual scar tissue that's going to be created from the incisions. We can
Exactly.
use cupping to help that. But then the goal is to just get you back to, I mean, honestly, we just want you standing up straight. We want you back at work. We want you doing those things that you're used to doing. And so massage is going to be, I think, integral to that, as well as your chiropractic adjustments. Because
Yes.
at some level, it is then structural, which we rely on our chiropractor for. And then, with pain management and
Mhm.
then, speeding up the healing process, that's where the laser is going to come in.
I love the multimodal approach,
Mm-hmm.
all in one place.
I know.
I'm already so much better, but just
Mhm.
getting um, that pain down that leg gone.
Yeah.
Mobility's been so much better, but still, depending on the day, that radiating pain is why I chose surgery, and then I can come back here and do the whole rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be, I don't know, I think you're in the right place, and I think that this is going to be the right thing moving forward. But I definitely think, I think here our approach is like, let's try every single thing before you need
Absolutely.
surgery. But
Yes.
this is definitely a case where you need surgery. So let's do
Structural.
that,
Yep.
and then we'll
I
move
think it'll
on.
just expedite the healing.
Yeah.
Having the surgery rather than just trying to fix it on my own.
Yeah.
And then I can come here for the multimodal approach, which
Yeah.
I can already tell mobility wise. When I limped in here, I could not even pretend to be aligned. And now this is so much better. If you saw me
Yeah.
before, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
And you can see it like in your face and hear it in your voice too. Like, it's interesting the way pain can kind of manifest in those ways. So just like sitting here with you today, it just feels like you're just a little bit more under control than when I first met
everything
you.
felt so urgent because of the pain.
Yeah.
It almost clouds your vision
Mhm.
and makes everything almost a panic
Mhm.
until you can sit down for pain relief. But the decompression and laser and the massage are just little pain-free windows of my day, which have helped mentally
Yeah,
tremendously.
exactly.
Very lucky to have come here. There were some dark times when that final day when I couldn't work anymore. I was doing an emergency section and trying to put her to sleep, and having that back pain. I'm like, this is not safe for either one of us. And just knowing that I couldn't do what I love to do and what I trained to do and put a lot of years into being able to do well, it was dark, and I had to really wrestle with that and try to flip it into a way of realignment versus victimhood of why is this happening to me. And I've really met a lot of great people, got to reconnect with my mother after many years, and so finding the good parts of it is really key, because otherwise it's really easy to get sucked into the darkness.
There's love for you.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh,
All right.
night night.
So since typically with any type of extremity, I mean, we are focusing on her right knee, so we're actually going to be focusing on the opposite side of the braid, focusing on her left cortex. For instance, if we were focusing on her left shoulder, we would focus on the right cortex of the braid, so it's always the opposite.
That's perfect because the herniated disc is also on the right side.
Yes. A lot of patients tend to find the laser protocol super relaxing. It does help with brain fog, more clarity. A lot of majority of our patients tend to fall asleep during laser treatments as well.
It's the most relaxed I've been in years. That's for sure.
that pillow feel comfortable for you?
It's perfect. Thank you.
And then we are going to be focusing, is it L4 through L5?
Yeah.
And with her disc herniation, she does have radiating pain going down to her right knee. So I am going to be focusing on L4, L5, and I'm also going to try and focus one of these lasers going down to her right knee as well. We also do have our infrared laser going down as well, or EVRL is what we call it. For our red laser, we call our green laser the GVL, so our green violet laser. This big laser here is our FX405. It is pretty much what we call the big guy. It does have both the red and the violet, so it does have two arms here that we could focus on, and then it also does include the violet as well. Alrighty, Emily, are you comfortable? You feel okay?
Very comfortable.
All right. At this point, we're just going to let the patient go ahead and relax, have the laser do its thing. Typically these sessions protocols range between 10 to 20 minutes. Per particular protocol lasts about 15 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
You have a good day. We'll be back in a bit. Okay.
Okay. I would say exhaust all your options that you have. If finances warrant that, do decompression, do chiropractic, massage, listen to your body. However, there is a point at which you can exhaust all those. And if it is structural, really nothing's going to fix it if you've given it the appropriate amount of time. Going into it optimized as well as you can be, meaning physically fit, diet, nutrition, mental focus, being positive. Because the power of the mind and willing yourself to be better is probably one of the most important keys going into surgery. And so having that base will be probably, then you can decide that knowing you can have the peace of mind going into surgery, knowing that you've done all that. And you're not skipping any steps of like, oh, I'm just jumping to surgery. No, you've done it. Surgery is the next step, and you can feel peaceful knowing that. Vibes. It's all vibes, man. Like the vibes of walking into the office, how it feels, how you're treated. It starts at the reception desk, really, or a phone call. If I've had a couple surgeons, the receptionist was rude. I'm like, nope, not. And I've seen a lot of people don't stop at one. The first one I saw was very rushed, like, yep, surgery, nothing else. And you have a gut feeling about these people. If they look at you in the eye and they're talking options, sure, surgeons are going to want a surgeon. They're going to want to cut. And so knowing in your gut that they are listening to you, they have your goals in mind, and you feel peaceful with who your provider is. And a lot of the times it's just a gut feeling for me. And I've bounced around and you settle where it's comfortable. And I found my surgeon by 2 independent people coming to me and recommending him. I found the chiropractor by someone at the gym that I've known 20 years ago. I'm like, Lloyd? And he recommended me, and I got an appointment the same day. So it really is most of all by chance, and then vibes, good vibes.